Hey folks, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Today is the 25th of March. Yeah, it's been a little while since my last WIP and chat. Let's get started, hey? March 25th, let me just find it in my book. Here it is. Yes, March 25th. Through your open-hearted, generous nature, you will make many real friends and a happy marriage. You are careful and thrifty. You will follow the plans you make for your future with care and precision to success. So, if today is your birthday, happy birthday! If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, wish them happy birthday. Happy birthday! Yay! I have not done any work recently on my cross stitch. I have been focusing on getting this canvas done. But I will pull this out so we can see. It's been a few days. I think the last time I worked on it, I got some of this dark blue done. Yeah, I think that's what I was doing, was the dark blue. Yeah. So yes, this is my butterfly and cat. Yeah. So I've got 1.5 rows left to do on this canvas. Well, just under 1.5 rows. So I'm looking forward to having this one completed. It's been a blast working on it. It has. Yeah, I am looking forward to being finished with it so that we can have a look at the completed layout. Yeah. I can spread it out and show off the whole thing, and then we can all bask in the beauty of this ginormous carousel. So yeah, I am slacking a little bit. Today is not a very good day for me. I thought I could handle decreasing my antidepressants, and so yesterday and today I only took one pill instead of 1.5. And when I got up today, yeah, I really felt like crap, and just been sitting here and mulling over a few things, and it's like, yeah, I can definitely tell that I need to be on 1.5. So I will be continuing with 1.5 starting tomorrow. So it's just a matter of getting through the rest of today, because I had to drag my butt out of bed shortly after 11 this morning, and I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had to go to the bathroom, so I got up and forced myself to stay up. Yeah, and then Jill from Diamond Painting with the Edwards family, she did do a live stream, but it wasn't a diamond painting live stream. She actually left. They refer to their house as a hovel. So yeah, they left the house. She left the house. Yeah, she actually left the house. And she said they were on their way in the truck to Walmart. And it's like, cool. So she decided to do some live streaming along the way. And so I watched Yeah, I watched the live stream and I chatted with them, and I made my first cup of coffee. It was about an hour after I got up that I actually had my first cup of coffee. I did do a little bit of this. I did do a little bit of work on this before I started my first cup of coffee. After I updated everything on my phones, took my meds, all of that wonderful stuff. I checked my emails and I got an email confirming that the SIM card for my daughter's new SIM card is on its way. It's been shipped, so it's on its way. And my new cell phone has also been shipped and is on its way. I also got a notification from Temu and an email from Temu stating that my order has arrived at the airport for its flight to Ontario to Lola's house. Yeah. So yeah, she and I were gonna have to get together and we're gonna do some. I want to do some collaborating with her. I did. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday during Jill's live stream. She went and Lola mentioned in chat that I had her video, her latest video on my watch later stream, and which means I'll end up watching it eventually. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna watch it now. Screw you about the watch it eventually. It's still on my watch later list, but I did watch it. I watched it during Jill's live stream. And I even commented in chat about some of the stuff that she showed in her in Lola's video. I watched it with my secondary account on my Kindle tablet. Yeah, so and then but it was really cute. I opened up my tablet. I open it up, it automatically wakes up. And then I tap on the YouTube app. It opens up to Lola's channel. It's like, okay, I guess the last thing I was looking at on my tablet was her channel. And right there is her latest video. So I didn't have to go hunting for her channel and then hunt through her channel for the video. It was just right there. It's like the fates were aligned. And so yeah, I watched it, but I will watch it again with this account, with my main account. Yep. Because yeah, pretty sure I missed the I'm gonna watch it again and have a closer look at some of the stuff, go through it slowly, admire the stuff more. Because she knits as well as does cross stitch and diamond paints, and she was showing off all of these different projects that she's been working on. She's got a lot of projects on the go, a lot, in all three categories. Yeah. And I can't wait to see more more videos from her. Yeah, let's see the progress. So yeah, I really like the sweaters that she makes. I don't do sweaters. It's too much too much thinking involved for me. for my squirrel brain. Even if there's a pattern, I just, for some reason, I struggle with knitting. Certain patterns, I just do not have the brain capacity to understand them. So I don't do them. Simple as that. I stick to simple things, things that I know that I can do. Like shawls and bags and afghans and hats and scarves and dishcloths. Did I say bags? I can't remember if I said bags, but I do bags as well, of varying sizes. I've actually made several little bags that are like little bags, like this big. They're like this long and like this wide. You can fit a film canister in there. Any of you old enough to know what I mean by a film canister? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. See, I forgot briefly what color I was doing. Because I distracted myself. I sidetracked myself. Me and my silly squirrel brain. Like I said, today is not that great of a day. But yeah. Oh shoot. Because when I first started making like the little pouches and have them on like a long string so you can have it almost, it's like a necklace type deal. Or a lanyard, if you actually want to look at it that way. Yeah, you could like you could actually put a film canister in there, and like those who smoke the devil's weed, the devil's lettuce, yeah, you could put that in there, or you can put money in it. Yeah, I used it mainly for loose change, rather than packing around a wallet or a change pouch. I would just have that. It also helps to free up your hands, so you're not packing. And like it's large enough that you could actually roll up your bill, your like bill money, your paper money, and put that in there too. Yeah. Very handy. Yeah, I tend to give away more crafts, more of that stuff than sell it. But yeah, it is what it is. I have sold some I've sold a couple of bags in the past, and I sold an Afghan that I made once. But I didn't get to keep the money for the Afghan because it was at some event thingy, like a tea craft fair type deal, fundraiser that the Pythian sisters hosted one year when I was a member, and so I donated a bunch of stuff to try and sell. Well, I brought a bunch of my stuff my crafts that I had made in hopes to sell, and then whatever got sold, the money would go towards the fundraiser for the Pythian that the Pythian sisters were, yeah, for the event. Squirrel brain, words, you know. But yeah, I sold a really nice Afghan for $50. And that basically, yeah, it pretty much just covered the cost of the yarn. It was a queen size Afghan. It was a big Afghan. And it actually ended up being bought by a fellow member of the Pythian Sisters. And she bought it for her granddaughter or niece or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was the only thing that's of mine that sold at that. It's unfortunate that like you put all that time and effort into making something really nice, and you try to sell it, and a lot of people are like, oh well, they're thinking, well, I could, why should I buy it when I could make one myself, or yeah, like I could make it myself for cheaper. Well, yeah, that's true. You could make it yourself and save some money by just buying the yarn yourself. But there's also like, do you actually have the time or the skill? Right? Usually the ones that think, oh, I could just make it myself, usually those are the ones that, yeah, they have the skill. But the majority of the time it's like they don't have the time. Most of them don't have the time. And it's actually cheaper than buying it like from a store. Well, maybe, I don't know. Some people think, I like to think that it's actually, no, it's not cheaper, because I don't charge for the time that it takes for me to make the stuff that I make. And I know I should, but there's no way someone's gonna pay me the amount, like, because minimum wage is like, what, $15 an hour here in British Columbia. And I know some of you are going, $15? Holy crap, that's a lot. Because I know some places it's 12, and I think some other places are like still at like 7, I think. I don't know. But yeah, basically, so minimum wage here in British Columbia is $15 an hour. And if I charged $15 an hour for the time that it took for me to make something like that, you're looking at a couple $100 on top of the cost of the supplies, the yarn. A lot of my projects are with yarn that I get at thrift stores. But not always. There are some projects that the yarn I buy enough of it brand new to be able to like do the whole thing. And sometimes I luck out and there's enough, I'm able to get enough yarn from the thrift store to make a whole project. Like, I got some really fancy yarn from the thrift store here in town to make a scarf. I haven't started it yet because, well, I've got too many other things on the go. Like, I want to finish these curtains. I want to finish getting these curtains done. And maybe, yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do a video. I should do a video of knitting that scarf. Yeah. That is a, oh, somebody poked me on Facebook. I'm going to have to poke her back. Oh my goodness. Oh god. Yeah, actually the Facebook pokes, yeah, Boy, do I have a story to tell you about Facebook pokes. Yeah, I had, when I was married, my husband and I, we owned a trailer in this little trailer court, and there was a guy that lived there as well. He lived in his mom's trailer, and his girlfriend lived with him with, I think she had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. I know she had a girl. A little girl. Cute, adorable little blonde haired cutie. But yeah, when this little girl used to hang out and play sometimes with my little girl. Not Wolfie, but Wolfie's little sister, Emily. And so I sort of kind of knew them through our kids. And after I left my husband, I moved to Ontario. A whole bunch of crap happened while in Ontario, and then moved back to try to fight in court, to at least have like shared custody of the kids, the 2 little ones. Went through the divorce and all of that stuff, and well, while all of this was going on, this couple in the trailer court, well, the girlfriend left, moved out, took her 2 kids with her. So then he was like living by himself, and don't remember who poked who first, but yeah, we just started we'd send each other pokes on Facebook. And well, I really cannot remember who reached out to who first, but we got to talking about how we were both single, and well, one thing led to another, and we started. He started coming over, picking me up, and taking me back to his place, and well, we weren't lonely anymore, but we were not in a relationship. It was just like friends with benefits. Got to know each other a little bit, and whatnot, and yeah, he actually my daughter and I, we like Wolfie, she and I, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time, and then we went from the 1-bedroom apartment to across the hall to a 2-bedroom apartment. And he actually at one point offered to let her and I move in with him and live with him, because he had a 2-bedroom trailer. But he would have to, well, I guess I would have to talk to his mom, I guess, or something like that, because it was, in the end, it was her trailer. And yeah, she was no, absolutely not, because of what happened with the last girl that was living there. So yeah, we just continued just being friends with benefits, and then one day he picked me up and we drove out of town, and then he drove up a side road, and I'm thinking, well, what the heck is going on? I didn't think anything. I know red flags. I know you're thinking red flags. Oh my God, can't believe you're still alive type deal. Yeah. Well, no, he was not that kind of guy. No, instead, he pulled over, like he went up this one side road a little bit and parked. And well, he pulled out this pipe and this little baggie, and he introduced me to This little hard white stuff that you smoke. And well, that's how my addiction started. Yeah, it all started with an innocent poke on Facebook. Yeah, never really thought about it for a long time though. But yeah, that is how it's originally started. And like, I had never gotten addicted to anything before in my life, and I thought, well, because I have tried other substances, and yeah, never had an addiction to any of that stuff. It's like, yeah, take it or leave it. Doesn't matter to me, right? Well, after a while of doing this stuff, I realized one night that, yeah, apparently I had become addicted to it, because I had done it often enough that it became an addiction. And so then I was trying to kick the addiction, and on my own, with no help. Well, yeah, no, that didn't help. That didn't work. It did not work. I was struggling with fighting with the ministry, to do with my kids, trying to spend time with my kids, being involved in their lives and driving them back and forth, as well as I ended up moving from the 2-bedroom apartment because I had gotten all of my all my stuff arrived finally from Ontario, and it was way too much stuff for this little 2-bedroom apartment that Wolfie and I were in, so we needed a bigger place. So we ended up getting a 3-bedroom double wide with an extension. There was actually an extension on both sides of this double wide, and yeah, filled it with our stuff, and I never really properly unpacked or put things away, and then I was still dealing with my addiction. This guy would still come over once in a while and take me back to his, and I'd go back to his place, and oh goodness, yeah, it was. But I did start going to NA meetings. I did start going to NA meetings, and I did start dating.
Speaking of Torvo,
dating a young guy, very young guy. This particular individual, he is 2 to 3 years older than Wolfie. Yeah, he was still in high school. He was of legal age. He was legal age when we were dating. He was legal age. He was 18 when he and I started dating. Oh yeah, his mom was pissed. Yeah. Yeah, she was not happy. And well, yeah, especially considering the fact that his dad was one of my teachers in high school. So they already kind of knew me. They also lived right next door to like I've mentioned in the past, my daughter, my oldest girl, Wolfie, has been in and out of foster care. because the ministry here sucks. And they kept loved getting their noses in the middle of things. With a young single parent. Like, I was 19 when I had her. 19 when I had her. I was of legal age. Yeah, I was still living at home, but like, I was 18 when I got pregnant. But while I was pregnant, I graduated from high school. I got my high school diploma. I did. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, they loved getting their noses in there and causing all kinds of issues for me in the past. And yeah, you can hear Wolfie in the background there. She's on her Xbox in a group chat, I guess, or she's chatting with somebody, having fun. Yeah. But yeah, I struggled a lot as a young single mom. I'm glad that my dad was always there for me, always very helpful. My stepmom, not as much. But yeah, when at one point in time, I had gone over to this guy's place and indulged in my addiction. And fortunately, all 3 of my children were back at my place sleeping. Because it was always in the middle of the night. It was always like a middle of the night thing. Wolfie was old enough that she could be trusted home. I could trust her to be home alone. Because she was a young teenager. She was like 13, 14, something like that. 15. I can't remember exactly. But yeah. So she was safe to be home alone on the nights that I had just her. On the nights that I had her brother and sister over, which did not happen very often. It did not happen very often when I had them over. Actually, I think that was the only time, was that one night. And like 5 o'clock in the morning, instead of driving home, I drove to my dad's. Nobody was awake at their place at the time, but their next door neighbor was awake, and she was sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and she knew what I was going through because she was doing the stuff too. There were times she was doing the stuff with me, or she did the stuff with me a couple of times. But yeah, so she was sitting outside. So I went over and I sat down and was talking with her, and I'm like, yeah, I finally decided I'm going to tell them what's going on and whatnot. And then, yeah, we sat there and then until the lights came on in my dad's kitchen. That meant one of them was making coffee, and then they took the dog out. When they took the dog out to go to the bathroom, that's when I went over to their place, and they're like, well, what are you doing here so early? And I sat them down and I told them, well, this is what's going on. It's been going on for a while. This is yes, I have the stuff running through my system right now. Yes, it's going not too good. And they're like, well, what can we do to help? And I'm like, here, take my bank card. So they took my bank card. And then they held on to my bank card. Anytime I needed to get groceries, they would help me with getting groceries. I went to the bank and I put a limit on my spending as well. And I explained I just explained that I needed this for basically for myself, for like to hold myself accountable, and like I put these limits, these restraints on myself to try and help me deal with my addiction. And after a few months of doing this, it limited things for me a little bit. Oh no, I need way more than that for this color. But I still had issues. I was going to NA meetings. I actually ended up going to AA meetings as well, because while all of this stuff was going on, I was not taking my medication properly, and I ended up emotionally unstable. I was like psychologically freaking out, and just not I was having a really bad evening, or a really bad day, and was hanging out with a friend of mine and his girlfriend, and well, he had a duffel bag full of alcohol, and so we went for a drive in my car, and we were driving out to, there's bush roads that just go and go and go in the bush, and well, on the way out there, we stopped at a friend's place that lives, like, I don't know, he probably still lives there, but lives on the outskirts. His house, his place is like one of, or definitely the last house. Yeah, it's the last house before it's all bush road. Like, there are no houses past his for like miles and miles and miles and miles. So basically, you don't want to go out there if you don't have like a full tank, or even 3/4 of a tank of gas, because you'll run out of gas before you get to another house. But anyways, so we stopped at his place, and we had a drink, and we smoked a little devil's lettuce, and then my friend hopped in behind the wheel of my car. I sat in the back seat. His girlfriend was in the front passenger seat, and I sat in the back seat with that duffel bag full of beer. Yeah. And we went up the bush road, and for every one that the two of them shared together, I had like 1.5 to myself. Like, I literally tried to unalive myself by drinking too much. And yeah, he lost control going around this one corner, going a little bit too fast in my car, and put it in a little ditch in the side of the road. And all of that jostling, I ended up getting very ill. And coloring, like, I was sitting behind the driver's seat, and I actually ended up wedging myself down between the front seat and the back seat, wedged down in the footrest, and I basically colored. I don't know. I don't know the polite way of saying it, but I emptied my stomach, I guess, between the driver's seat and the driver's door, all through there. Yeah, while wedged in the back seat. And well, the car was royally stuck. And so my friend, he got out of the car and he started a fire. Yeah, he gathered some wood and started a fire to try and keep warm because there was still snow on the ground out there. Can't remember what time of the year it was, but I think it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna say when I think it was because I don't know. Days, weeks, and months kind of blurred together back then. Yeah, but his girlfriend, she was really worried because of how violently ill I had become, and she's like, oh, I think we should call an ambulance, and he's like, no, she'll be okay. She insisted on calling an ambulance, and she called an ambulance. She refused to listen to him. She called 911. It took them a good 45 minutes to find us. Yeah, an ambulance and police officers came out. And yeah, I was like, they're like, well, who was driving? And I'm like, I was driving. Yeah, all that time I'm like saying that I'm the one driving because my friend only had a learner's license, and I didn't want him to get arrested or anything like that for or have my car impounded because I had someone with a learner's driving with more than one passenger. Because legally here in BC, at that point in time, legally, if you only have a learner's license, you can only have one passenger, and that has to be someone with a legal driver's license. Even though actually we were not within city limits, so I don't know what the laws are regarding that. But I'm pretty sure they're still the same. Yeah, he could have gotten arrested and charged and all that stuff. Of course, the police didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. But because I wasn't budging on what I was saying, they didn't arrest anybody or charge anybody for any of that stuff. They were more focused on getting me to the hospital in one piece. But I was in absolutely no condition to blow in a breathalyzer. They could tell that I was gonzo. Yeah, I was so out of it. So the paramedics had to prick my finger to get blood alcohol level, and they said it was 0.4 something. I know you're thinking 0.4, no way you were still alive. Yes, I was still alive, and they said straight out that it was a miracle that I was still alive with that high of a number. And the reason that I was because I had brought so much of it up. Yeah, that's the only reason, was because I had brought so much of it up. And that was it was a lot of alcohol. And yeah, my car, oh my god, my car stunk. Oh, it stunk for a while. Yeah, quite a while. Yeah, they got me into the ambulance. They got me back to the hospital. They didn't have to pump my stomach because I had already brought so much of it up. So basically they monitored, basically all they could really do was monitor me overnight and have me and push like IV fluids. And yeah, the next morning I cleaned my shirt as best I could, because yeah, it was my shirt, it was all over my shirt. So I did what I could with my shirt, and then I called my boyfriend's parents and had them, they came and got me, and they took me out to my friend's place, and my car was there. because my friend had called up a friend, he had gotten a hold of his brother and his half brother, and his brother came out with their dad's truck, and they pulled my car out of the ditch, and they got it back to my friend's place outside of town there. Yeah. So yeah, they dropped me off at my friend's place, and I got in my car and I went home to shower and change. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And take my meds. Yeah, I had to get back on my meds properly. So yeah, I've done some pretty stupid stuff in my past. Pretty stupid stuff. And it's thankfully I never ended up getting any contracting any diseases. Yeah, I've almost that was my very first attempt at unaliving myself. After that, I stuck to pills. To the point where at one point in time I would have to go to the pharmacy and get my pills, I'd have to go, I'd have 1 week at a time. Yeah. They would only prescribe me 1 week, a single week dosage at a time. And like, these were arrangements that I made with the pharmacy as well. And thankfully this particular pharmacy, they recycle their pill bottles. So I would like once a month go take a plastic shopping bag full of empty pill bottles back to them, and here you go. Yeah, it worked for me until I felt that I could control myself enough to not do it again. And yeah, I did a pretty good job of not doing it again for quite a number of years, actually. But then it came to a head, what, like 3-4 years ago now? Something like that. Shortly after my grandmother's passing, I was like, no, I can't handle this anymore. It's just, no, it's not working. I just can't do it. I'm done. Yeah. And so I tried again, and then ended up, I was texting my dad, and my dad's like, no, you're gonna call 911. You're gonna come here, and you're gonna stay here for a while. It's like, okay. And so I did. I called 911, and then just before I passed out from taking my pills, I said to my landlord, yeah, there's gonna be a knock at the door. It's gonna be the paramedics. Let them in. Can you let them in, please? And he's like, yeah, okay. He wasn't really paying much attention to what I was saying, but yeah. Then the paramedics showed up and looking for me, and he let them in, and he's like, well, what's going on? And they're like, well, we got a call to come here to this address for this person. And yeah. He was like, he didn't know what was going on. And yeah, Jag, he didn't know what was going on. Jag was like, of course, behind the closed door of the bedroom, on his Xbox or on his computer or on both at the same time. He didn't know what was going on. I was, at that point in time, I was sleeping on the couch in the living room. Yeah. I gradually moved from the couch in the living room to the couch in the dining room. And then eventually from there to my own bedroom. Yeah, but at that point in time, yeah, I was on the couch in the living room. Yeah, pretty much living on the couch in the living room. Yep, pretty sad way of life, but I couldn't sleep in the bedroom because Jag would be up at all hours of the night, day or night, didn't matter. Whenever he was awake, he was on his Xbox or on his computer. But look at this. Look. Jesus. Look at this. That's it. That's it for this one color. And I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have any more to do. Oh, wait, no. I might... Oh, no, it looks like I'm going to run out. Because I'm just looking. And I've got a row here, row here, row here, row here, row here, and row here. So yeah, I'm gonna run out. I don't have enough. I know I don't have enough. Oh, great. I'll figure it out in the next, when I get to this section, I'll figure it out. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, this canvas, it's an older canvas, and it's got a lot of trash. A lot of trash. Like, this is just a small portion of the trash. Here, look at all of this. That's just a small portion of the trash. Yeah, there are some circles and rounds in here as well, but not very many. The majority of this is squares.
I can't see what you're
Like,
saying.
seriously. Well, are you talking to me? I think she was just talking to me. I don't know.
That's a Torbo.
I think there's something in here. Yeah, there is.
He's running.
Piece of trash got in here.
I think. Yeah.
I think.
Looks like it's just thirsty.
No, I'm just hallucinating. Okay. Anyways, to this, and this. So I've just got this little section up here to do, and then I'm done. Although I did discover these. I missed these down here. They're 3s, so I'm gonna have to switch containers. But all of a sudden it is super quiet, and then you hear giggling coming from the bedroom. Yeah, it's a mirror. It's amazing that I have survived as long as I have, with all of the dumb things that I have done in my life. Almost drowned when I was little at Bible camp. Yeah. Yeah, it was at Bible camp, and I went, excuse me, I went a little bit too far out in the water, and started panicking and almost drowned. Thankfully, one of the things that we learn at Bible camp is how to rescue someone who's drowning. And I was rescued by one of the other kids, and it turned out to be a kid that didn't really like me all that much, but he still saved me. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, very thankful for that. So This is the end of this section. All done. Yay, all done. Put that back in there. Put this away. And there we go. All right, all done with this section. So now we get out the roller. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them rollers rolling. I know I'm being weird. Trying to stay in an upbeat mood. Oh, my daughter has such a potty mouth. And on that note, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.